one was fucking hard. That's why I didn't do commentary, guys. Welcome to another episode in the deep playthrough of PGR4. I can tell you this one was unexpectedly hard. I will quickly see how long it took me. 1 second. I think I can do that. We do like so. And we check all the episodes here. I think the first one was another one, but here we go. So that is 51, 1.5 hours, 2 hours 10. And then the current episodes. I don't know how long this episode has been running. Let's say approximately half an hour, 45 minutes. So it took me almost 3 hours, this one. It was really tricky. To be honest, it's not even... I didn't find it as frustrating as others in the career mode, but it's just you have to put in the time investment to get to know the track. That's all it is. There are some really tricky corners and you need to learn how to take them. God damn it. Tricky one. These cars are so much quicker. But I can tell you, you have to avoid that the Jaguar XJ220 gets in front, because it's faster than that red Ferrari. You preferably want to pass him before he gets in front of the red Ferrari. You want to pass the XJ220. Once you have cars behind you, they're pretty docile. They are not that aggressive anymore, but the trick is to get past them quickly. And this was such a tricky corner, really easy to go wide. I used the, the slide button, the action button, the A button. What in the car is the handbrake. Of course, the bike doesn't have a handbrake, but yeah, maybe only the rear brake it then uses. That can get you around the corner a bit, but it's very easy to screw up here. At low speeds, these bikes, they handle like a wet rag. They are all over the place. You cannot be precise when in low speed. So I actually made a mistake here. I totally forgot about that, but apparently it was not fatal. It's a little bit of a bummer. I prefer to win in a clean race, but I will take this because this took me way too long time. Anyways, you brake between the curbing at the cars in the distance to the left and the corner curbing to the right here. There in between you start to brake, then you lift off a bit. You don't need, because the bike really brakes quite quickly. Make sure you really get down into the gears until the first one. Then you slam that rear brake button once you are halfway the corner to get the nose pointed in the right direction. Then a little bit of power, but don't power through that right-hander after this left-hand hairpin. Lift through it and only gradually apply the throttle once you are in that straight after the right-hand corner. Yeah, that's the way. This is a really tricky part. But the cars are not that quick here, so if you do this well, you can actually really keep up or even gain a bit. Even have to think which corners are these. Yeah, this is also a tricky part. Here you brake back to third or second, and then you get to this left right-hander kink. And what I earlier did was brake before it, because it's very easy to go wide and hit the barrier. Then you lose all your momentum while there's a big straight behind it. So it's a really critical part. Don't brake, just don't build your speed up too high and lift a bit through this corner. You can better average out your speed through this section a little bit lower, but in the end you will be quicker. You have a better exit position up onto the straight, instead of blasting the throttle over there and then braking over here way too hard and then having to accelerate again from a much lower speed. So be composed here. It's really be patient, lift through here, don't brake, and then hit the throttle. Because this is a quite long straight that's coming up, so your exit speed here is quite important. This is all full throttle. Full throttle, full throttle. You just get to learn the bends. This right-hander is easy. And then this left-hander, really don't steer in too late. Otherwise, because of the speed you carry, you can clip the barrier to the right. So really anticipate this corner. It's not that sharp, it's not that hard, but you can mess it up if you steer in too late. And then this is all full throttle, and then once here the Honeywell, once the white barrier starts, brake and get back to, I don't know, second or third. I don't have the gear counter enabled. I prefer no HUD, it's more immersive. That's also why I play in first person mode. This is a corner where you can gain a bit. Keep the speed up, lift through it and get on the gas early. You can gain on the AI a bit. Same as this one, but more or less the same corner, except a little bit slower. I think it's back to second, lift through it and get on the power as soon as possible. Also, you can keep up with the cars here or even gain a bit, but then if you're not past them, it's nice to get close to them, because then you can maybe use a bit of drafting, like clipstreaming. But they will out-accelerate you and have a higher top speed on the upcoming straight. So don't be demotivated by seeing that. You catch them or you can gain again on them in the twisty section that's coming up after this straight. But being in second here and not behind the XJ220, but behind the red Ferrari, I think that's the GTO Evo, is a good starting position, I would say, or is a good position to be in. Lift, and try to draft. Then it's all full throttle, pass, start, finish. And then over here, I brake at the second brake marker. You brake a bit, steer in early, keep the speed up. And then I think you can gain a bit on them. Watch out to, after you did that right-hander, to immediately steer left a bit as well. Otherwise you will hit this yellow barrier to the right here. Because it's a right-left-hand kink. And these are the corners where you can gain on them. There will be the 3 fast corners. A left-hander, a right-hander, and then a left-hander. So this left-hander is full throttle. Then quickly lift off to change direction, change momentum of your car to the right. And then again, here as well, lift off a bit. Otherwise you will probably hit the barrier unless you have a very optimal line. But lift off a little bit. Keep the speed up and power full throttle as soon as possible. This is where you can gain. And also the next sharp or fast left-hander, if you take that one optimal, which is hard to do, but if you do, you can also gain a bit on them. They really are much faster on the speed. In these corners, the bike is faster. I brake at or a little bit after the second brake marker, brake a bit, steer, try to get an optimal line, and that is just practice, get a feel for what the optimal line is, that you can in one fluid motion start the corner lifting off, and then mid-corner or even before start to apply full throttle and make use of the width of the track, use the curbing to the right to power out through the corner, and then you can be quicker through here than the cars. And then here we get back to that annoying hairpin. So full throttle, and then once, I think, in between this curbing and the right-hand curbing that's coming up, that's out of screen right now, in the middle of them start to brake through a faint right-hander. Here, this is that right-hander. So what I said earlier that you, yeah, I do think that is, yeah, that is, so the, yeah, see the left-hander, the end of the, no, that's a right-hander. Yeah, so what I said earlier that you have to start braking here is incorrect. You have to start braking earlier. It has a left-hander with a left-hand curb, and then you have, behind this Ferrari, you don't see it now, but there's also a right-hand curb from this right-hander. In between that end of the left-hand curb and the start of the right-hand curb, you start to brake. Get your speed out. You don't need to brake fully, at least that's how I do it. And then the last part, like this little straight section before the hairpin, I just, just keep off the throttle. Don't brake that hard anymore, but get the gears down, shift down until you're in first. And then again, once you hit the hairpin, use that power slide button, the A button, to change directly quickly. Then a little bit, once you are past the hairpin, a little blip of the throttle to keep the speed, get back to speed a bit, but not a lot. Lift through that right-hander over there and then gradually apply the throttle, because it's very easy to go wide, that right-hander after the hairpin, to overpower and go wide into the barrier at the end. So yeah, it's also practice. It really, what I said, it took me almost 3 hours. And this is, I'm not sure when it's the first time. Yeah, I think this is the first time that I got into first position. This is that very tricky but important left-right kink where you keep the speed not too high, don't brake here but lift, and then get on the gas as soon as possible, because you have a long straight section after it. Here we go, all full throttle. All full throttle. And at the white warning, over here, start to brake. And power out. This corner is faster than you would expect. This one is also basically a 90-degree corner, but a little bit slower than the preceding one. Holy shit, at the end he came pretty close. Anyways, I am super duper happy that this one, yes, it took, I think 3 hours. I'm not sure how long this episode is, but basically how long it took is, I'm pretty sure it took an episode of 51 minutes or 44 minutes. So then you have 135, 38 minutes. So what that is 135 to 13. And then whatever I spent in this episode before I started, before I won. So I think, what was it? It's 1 second. So that is 135 to 13. Yeah, I would say plus 45 or plus an hour. So it took 3 hours. I'm really happy. So there was some time investment, but to be honest, I was maybe expecting it to last much longer. So I'm still elated, and that's the good thing in this game. It can be super duper frustrating. I really hit existential anger, etc. When I keep on failing and failing and failing, and I'm cussing and cursing and swearing a lot. Sorry for that, but that's my way to vent frustration. But the flip side is that the payoff, the sense of accomplishment, like really I just got better, I improved and I made it, is so much bigger than in modern games. There's only one way to get that payoff, and that is to have to invest in it. And that's what I really like in this game. It takes no prisoners. There's no excuses. The only way to win certain events is just to get good. It's a little bit like Dark Souls for racing games, I would say. Anywho, me rambling on, I will leave this episode for what it is. It's probably not that long of an episode. I will add to the description at which minute the win run starts, so people don't just only need to watch me failing and failing at the start of the episode. And we will continue the arcade section for bikes in the next one. Hope to see you there. And for the meantime, do not forget to always keep on gaming. Stay later.